I'm taking on June's Mystery Yarn Challenge. You want to see what's going on? Stick around. Hello everyone, welcome to Creatively Crafty Me. I am Charlene and today's video is for the Mystery Yarn Challenge for June. The Mystery Yarn Challenge is a challenge hosted by Lori of the Armchair Chef. I will leave a link to her channel and a link to the playlist for June's Mystery Yarn Challenge down below. So this month's challenge is a little different. Instead of sending and receiving yarn, she has chosen different crochet items and different knit items that you can either knit or crochet to enter the June's Mystery Yarn Challenge. Now, there are, I think, like 2 different stitches you can choose from, as well as a variety of different patterns. So I have decided to take on this challenge and try to create all of the crochet items that she has included in this month's challenge. So there are 2 different stitches. There is a strawberry stitch and an ice cream stitch. There is a pattern for like a sweater. There's also one for a bag, one for a scarf. Oh, and then one for a chicken. So I have decided that I am going to try to do them all, and I am going to challenge myself to only use yarn from my stash and to see how many different skeins of yarn I can actually work through and get out of my stash. So I have already started my projects for this month. And the first project that I have somewhat completed, I still have to weave in the stitches. I still have to weave in my ends. I decided to start with the scarf because it seemed to be a quick and easy project to work on. Now, it is supposed to be a 3-hour project. Mine did not take 3 hours. It took longer, because I did not use a chunky yarn. I used a regular medium 4-weight yarn, and I made the scarf. I do want to block this scarf because I only had 2 skeins of this yarn. Let me show you the yarn. I made this scarf using this Karen Simply Soft tweed yarn. I believe I got it in a mystery bag from Mary Maxim, maybe, I don't know, but I used this Karen Simply Soft tweed yarn, and I only had 2 skeins, but I did use both skeins. So I made this scarf, and to go along with this scarf, I made this hat. Now, I have not weaved in any ends yet, but I do plan on it. And because I wanted to just add a little variation to it, I just put a little border on it with this Red Heart tweed yarn, because like I said, I want to see how many skeins of yarn I can work through. So yeah, so this is the scarf, and then I made a matching hat to go with it. It's just a basic crochet beanie, but I did decide to add the same stitch in the hat that is in the scarf. So I do plan on blocking this because I'm hoping that the scarf will really stretch out some more to make it just a little bit longer. So that is my first project completed for the June's Mystery Yarn Challenge. And I managed to work through 2 skeins of yarn. So I'm excited to see how many skeins of yarn and how much of my stash yarn I can get through. Now, there is a pattern for, there's a video for a, I wish I could remember exactly what it's called, but it's a chicken, like a, not, I want to say a worry chicken, but that is not what it's called. And it's really slipped my mind right now. I will add it when I will add the name so you would know exactly what I'm talking about. And like I said, the playlist will be in the description box. So it is a chicken from Cinnamon Stitches, and she made her chicken with some like fuzzy fluffy yarn, like some yarn that had like little fur on it. So I was trying to make my chicken with this yarn here, with this chunky yarn, and I wasn't happy with the way it was coming out. So as you can see, I completely frogged it, because I did pretty much go through the whole base of the chicken when I decided, no, this is not going to work for me. So I do plan on using this yarn for a project. Don't know what I'm going to use it for just yet. I hope. We'll see. Then there's also a pattern for a sweater. So what I thought would be nice for that sweater. So there's one for a sweater, and there's also one for a vest type. So I thought this yarn here, I've had this in my stash for a while. This is Lion Brand Heartland yarn. It is a 4-weight yarn, and if I'm not mistaken, the sweater itself was made with a DK weight. But I do like this color, so I was like, I'm going to try to make it with this. Let's see, this colorway is... oh, I don't know, some kind of valley. So these 3 skeins are what I plan on using for that particular sweater. And if not, then I'm hoping that I could at least use this here, this soft and sleek DK weight yarn from Yarn Bee. This is a yarn that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, and I've had it for a while. I was thinking I was going to make a vest, not a vest. I was planning on making a top with this anyway, and I just never got around to it. So hopefully I can work my way through that project with this yarn. So the video has one where you can make a long sleeve, and then one where you can also just make like a tank. And we're going to see which one I use. Or maybe I could get through both. We'll see. I don't know. But I have this yarn and this yarn that I would like to try and work through from my stash to do that project. Then there is also this nice fuzzy fluffy bag, and it is so cute. Only I don't think I will have enough yarn to completely do that bag. There is a pocket on the front of the bag, and I'm thinking I can omit that pocket, and that would mean that I would need less yarn, because I have a few skeins of this Polar Chanel yarn. Okay, so I have all of these skeins. I think I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I dropped one, of course. So I have 8 skeins total that I'm hoping I can make that bag with. And like I said, I think if I omit the pocket on the front of the bag, then hopefully I will have enough yarn. We'll see. If nothing else, I am definitely going to do my best and try to complete. I'm going to do my best and try to complete that with this. Now, she did make her bag holding like a fuzzy yarn and then a regular string of regular yarn. So I have this ice cream woven yarn in the colorway Double Bubble, and I plan on mixing these 2 yarns together to make that bag. I think it will match pretty well. We'll see. So those are the yarns that I have chosen for that bag. So like I said, it was the scarf. There's a pattern for the scarf. There's a pattern for a pullover or a tank, and I'm going to try and do that. We're going to see which one of those yarns work out better for that. So it's the scarf, the pullover or the tank, the bag, and then I tried, like I said, using this. Oh, that was Baby B Sugar Pom Pom yarn. I tried to use this yarn to make my chicken, and it didn't work. But I have, like so many people, so much of this limited edition yarn, and I figured, well, you know what? If I can't find a nice fluffy, fuzzy yarn in my stash to make that chicken, then I'm going to just use this limited edition yarn and see how that works out. So I did pull that limited edition yarn out in 2 different colors, and I'm just going to see which one of these works out for that. So that gets me through 4 of the projects. At least I have the yarns picked out. And then there is a pattern for an ice cream stitch, and I don't really know what I would make with that ice cream stitch, but I did say, well, I have a nice variety of pastel color yarns in here. This is all scrap yarn left over from the not last year's, from the Crochet Society Advent, from the blankets with the Crochet Society Advent. So I did make 2 blankets from, I wish that I could remember. So this is 2024, 2023. So from 2021 and 2022, I just put all the yarns from that was left over from those blankets, from those 2 blankets, in this bag here. And I thought that this would be nice yarn to use to make that ice cream stitch blanket. Now, I mean, not a blanket. They use the ice cream stitch to make a blanket, but I figure I could just use this yarn and figure out what I want to make. So there's a lot of colors left in here, a lot of scraps of yarn. So I'm going to just see what I can make with that ice cream stitch. Now, I didn't actually pick out anything for the strawberry stitch, but I'm sure I have just some regular old red and green yarn that I can use, like a regular old Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and figure out what I want to do with that. But okay, so yes, those are my plans for June's Mystery Yarn Challenge. I am going to challenge myself to work through some of my stash yarn, to work through some of my scrap yarn, and to actually complete all 6 projects that she has on her list. Wish me luck. Let's see how well this works out for me, because I still do have other projects that I wanted to work on and other projects that I had in mind to make when she came up with this idea. So we're going to see if I actually am successful with getting through all 6 projects. Okay, guys, so that's it. That is my update on my June Mystery Yarn Challenge. If you want to see what happens with this challenge, then stick around. Okay, guys, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me. Do stick around to see what else I have going on. Hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you in the next video. Okay, bye.